transparency in governments, there's more accountability. But at the same time, there are more restrictive laws being passed by all governments today than ever before. And there is an attempt at surveillance by my government and your governments. Why is this happening? I want to know, because if we are going to become an open society, we should always trust each other, and we don't have to spy or suspect or believe that. I trust you. I believe that there is a social contract between the two of you and all of us, that we will work in the interests of each other. It's such a delicate balance that when it gets disrupted, then it takes a lot of time to set it right. I'm not being critical negatively, but I really want the world to be a better place. And we've been building this trust. We talk of trust deficits. We've been building it with so much care. Me with my government, all my friends here with their governments. We want it to prosper.
John, that's one for you then.
I don't know, William, does that mean that you guys have never, or do never, no, I'm not going. Can I just say to you, look, I'll just answer you very quickly and I'll answer you very directly. There is no question that the President and I and others in government have actually learned of some things that have been happening in many ways on an automatic pilot, because the technology is there and the ability has been there over the course of a long period of time, really going back to World War II and to the very difficult years of the Soviet Union and the Cold War, and then of course 9/11, the attack on the United States and the rise of radical extremism in the world that is hell-bent, determined to try to kill people and blow people up and attack governments. Not just us, but Tokyo subway, London train station, Madrid. I mean, many, many parts of the world have been subject to these terrorist attacks. And in response to them, the United States and others came together. Others, I emphasize to you, and realized that we're dealing in a new world where people are willing to blow themselves up. I mean, walk into a building where trucks are willing to be filled with fertilizer and planted outside a building and blow it up, no matter who's in it. And there are countless examples of this. Look at Nairobi the other day, where Al-Shabaab goes into the Westgate Mall and kills, dozens, almost 100, more than 100 people innocently killed doing their shopping. So what if you were able to intercept that and stop it before it happens? We have actually prevented airplanes from going down, buildings from being blown up, and people from being assassinated, because we've been able to learn ahead of time of the plans. I assure you, innocent people are not being abused in this process, but there's an effort to try to gather information, and yes, in some cases it has reached too far inappropriately, and the President, our President, is determined to try to clarify and make clear for people, and is now doing this thorough review in order that nobody will have a sense of abuse. But I want to assure you that the basic goal, I mean, just the other day there was news in the papers of 70 million people being listened to. No, they weren't. It didn't happen. There's an enormous amount of exaggeration and misreporting in some of what is out there. What we're trying to do is, in a random way, find ways of trying to learn if, in fact, there is a threat that we need to respond to. And in some cases, I acknowledge to you, as has the President, some of these actions have reached too far, and we are going to make sure that that does not happen in the future.
Thank you.
Secretary, thank you very much indeed for your time.